What's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Game, and yes, I'm back from my little holiday, so we're back to video time. And I want to talk about something that's a bit important that I didn't really get to touch on in the last maybe month or two. And I've talked about it before, but not specifically recently. So, the game you're seeing right now is Secret of Mana 2, or more commonly known as, I'll probably butcher the Japanese name, but Seiken Densetsu 3. Now, again, my horrible Japanese pronunciation and accent probably murdered that name. Anyway, so, why am I making this video? Well, a little while back, on June 1st, mind you, on Nintendo Switch, Square Enix released the Seiken Densetsu collection. It incorporated the three first main games, which was the Game Boy game, Secret of Mana, and, well, Seiken Densetsu 3. So what's the deal with this and why am I making this video? Well, the third game in this series, which is the one you're seeing right now, never actually made it outside of Japan. It has never officially been translated or released outside of Japan. Having said that, there are numerous fan ROM translations and reproduction cartridges available which will allow you to play the game in English, because since it was never released outside of Japan, it's never been released in English. Now, the reason for this video and the reason for, well, what a lot of people have been kind of doing over the last little while is ever since the announcement of the collection for Nintendo Switch of Japan, hundreds of thousands of people, myself included, have been taking to all types of public forum, all types of social media, YouTube, Google+, YouTube comments. They've taken to Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. They have been asking Square Enix to finally translate this game into English and release it in the Western markets, be it United States, be it Europe, whatever it is. The Switch is region free, as I'm demonstrating and you're seeing as a perfect example right here, because this is my imported Japanese copy of the collection on my European Nintendo Switch. And there are so many reasons why this should be done and why Square Enix should actually translate it. One, to take up a translation in comparison to completely developing a new game or having to do so much of the things to do to port stuff over, there is very minimal work when it comes to this. Now, Seiken Densetsu 3 is a large game, especially in comparisons to its predecessor, Secret of Mana. So yes, it is a large game. There would be a decent amount of text to translate. But let's look at it this way. Yes, there would be a decent amount of text to translate, but this is something that individual modders have already done and emulation enthusiasts have already done, let alone a large publishing company with the funds and resources of Square Enix. Even if they outsourced it, they still have the availability and the ability to do that. And of course, it's not just for people looking to play the game for the first time. Many people who have already played it through the Japanese version or the fan-translated ROMs, they know how good this game is. This game is heralded as one of the greatest JRPGs of all time, and they are absolutely not wrong. This game easily takes its top spot in my top 5. I said top spot and top 5. It takes place in my top 5 without a shadow of a doubt as one of the greatest role-playing games ever made. Obviously, number 1 goes to Secret of Mana, but you can understand why the sequel would easily take one of those places. Many people actually consider this game better than Secret of Mana. With its superior graphical style, its bigger and more vibrant and explorable world, as well as its more varied world and varied character system, as well as character class system, more characters in general, and branching stories, just to name but a few. So, naturally, everyone, myself included, has been trying to get Square Enix to translate this over. And as you can see with the typical SNES art style, the game still looks gorgeous in digital HD. So, to get an English official fan translated version of this game on Nintendo Switch with all the benefits of Nintendo Switch, including the ability to play multiple players, this game supports 2 players, on one console using, say, the Joy-Cons, one each, or whatever your controller of choice is, not to mention obviously the ability to pick it up and play in the form of the Switch hybrid aspect, is pretty brilliant, and the fact that it includes 3 games, 2 of which have already been released in English, is nothing but an absolute bonus. So if you want or are interested in anything like this, what do you do? Well, unfortunately, because there's no English version, you should take to Twitter, you should take to Facebook, you should take to I don't know, the official Square Enix Google channels, YouTube channels, or Google channels, I suppose, because Google Plus is still a thing. So what you do is you take to your preferred one. Personally, I would recommend Twitter. You let Square Enix know of your want, your burning desire to have this game finally released in English, in the West, Europe, the Americas, whatever it is. Remember, the Switch is region free, so even if we get it in one region, we can all still play it. That's not a problem. So head on over to Twitter or whatever preferred platform you use. Let Square Enix know. Personally, I tweeted out earlier how gorgeous the game looks to Square Enix Europe as well as just Square Enix in general. If you are looking and aren't sure on how to actually spell it, because once again the name basically is Japanese, head on over to the link in the description, which is my Twitter profile. You don't have to follow me, you can if you want, I don't mind, but you can get the spelling and all from there. So tweet at them, tweet at Square Enix, let them know how much you want this game in English, translated for the first time ever. Even if they do a digital only release, a physical one would obviously be preferable, but even if they do a digital only release of the trilogy, of every game individually, or even just the third one, whatever it is, let them know how much you want it, because we've seen it with games before. Shenmue 3 is a perfect example, how fan feedback and fan outcry, I suppose you could call it, can get stuff done. So let me know, what do you think? Have you played this game? Do you think it looks awesome? Would you love to play it? Is it now on your radar? What's the deal? Are you holding out for a translated Switch version? I know I am, and I would definitely rebuy it in English just for that. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel.